Have you noticed that summer days have been getting hotter each year? Did you notice that we had unusually high temperatures in the spring this year? Well, this is the problem of global warming, and today I'm going to inform you about it. As stated in the article, Causes of Global Warming, How Scientists Know That Humans Are Responsible by Samantha Harrington in Yale Climate Connections, more than 97% of climate scientists agree that the planet has been warming over the past several decades as a result of human activities. As a teenager now, this is a very prevalent issue, as many of my friends and peers have gone to protest global warming and climate change in Indiana. It is also a very urgent problem, as it can have long-lasting effects on future generations. Global warming, that is. Today, I will inform you about the threatening problem of global warming, its causes, and its dangerous effects on the world. The problem of global warming. Global warming is defined as the long-term heating of Earth's climate system due to human activity. According to the article by Samantha Harrington, Causes of Global Warming, How Scientists Know That Humans Are Responsible, from Yale Climate Connections, the U.S.'s annual average temperature has increased by 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit from 1901 to 2016. And this graphic kind of shows that trend, as you can see the spike that has happened over the past few decades in terms of the temperatures increased 1 degree Celsius from the 1951 to 1980 baseline. So global warming versus climate change. Many times climate change and global warming are confused as interchangeable words, but climate change also encompasses extreme weather events, complex shifts in climate and weather patterns, and even regional weather changes. So this is from the overview, Weather, Global Warming, and Climate Change, from the source NASA Global Climate Change. So, as you can see here, global warming is focused on the human drivers of increasing temperature, whereas climate change also focuses on the human and natural drivers. And here you can see kind of what the problem is, in that the heating of the world has caused melting ice sheets. So, recognizing the problem of global warming. Global warming was not a major issue in the pre-industrial era, as there was only natural warming of the planet. But after the Industrial Revolution in the late 1700s and early 1800s, global warming has been increasingly come as the result of human activities. According to the Causes of Climate Change from NASA Global Climate Change, industrial activities has raised atmospheric carbon dioxide levels from 280 parts per million to 412 parts per million over the last 150 years. And you can see that trend here, as you can see the increase in CO2 emissions from industrial activities after the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. So global warming is a very significant problem, and it's important to understand its causes. So the causes of global warming. A primary cause is the burning of fossil fuels, and this is a major human activity. Mainly, this is burned for the power and transportation sectors, but the problem with this is that it emits large amounts of heat-trapping greenhouse gases. And here you can see one of the largest coal-burning power plants in the U.S., in Joliet, Georgia. Another issue is agriculture and farming. So here you can see the issues of the decomposition of waste in landfills, and rice cultivation has produced methane, which is a greenhouse gas. And soil cultivation practices using organic and commercial fertilizers has also produced greenhouse gases such as nitrous oxide. And that is from the source, The Causes of Climate Change in NASA Global Climate Change. And you can see that here in this pie chart, you can see how annual greenhouse gas emissions are caused by several things. And you can see agricultural products and industrial processes, waste disposal and treatment. You can see how those are all causes as well. So the greenhouse gas effect. The greenhouse gas effect is the idea that gases let in light but keep heat from escaping the atmosphere, so it's reflected back in all directions. This kind of shows the process. Sunlight reaches the earth, and then some energy is reflected back into space, but the other is absorbed and re-radiated as heat. In addition, there's accumulation of 4 key greenhouse gases from human activities, and these are nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor. And in these charts, you can see how each of these has increased from 1980 to 2020. So now that we've understood the causes of global warming, it's important that we consider the effects it can have on our world. So the effects it can have on oceans. Oceans will become more acidic as oceans absorb excess emissions, which can threaten underwater life, such as crustaceans and corals. Higher sea levels, along with the melting of the world's ice sheets, is equal into 2100. We're supposed to be 1 to 4 feet higher than what our current sea level is. And this is according to Melissa Denchak in her article, Are the Effects of Global Warming Really That Bad? In NRDC. And here you can see the Florida Everglades, where you can see the higher sea levels have been pervading into the Everglades and spreading this salty water, which has caused harm for wildlife there. In addition, you can see fast melting ice in Greenland, which is covered in ice sheets, but has been quickly melting. So effects on the air. There have been rising temperatures, and this means increasing ground level ozone, which increases smog in the atmosphere. These warmer temperatures serve to increase airborne pollution, and dirtier air means more suffering for those with pulmonary and cardiac disease. This image kind of represents the idea of smog and air pollution, as you can see that the whole city skyline is covered with this air pollution. In addition, global warming has devastating effects on wildlife, and the warming of oceans has caused several species to move to colder areas, such as lobsters. And this is according to Charles P. Wallace in his article, Global Fishing Controversies from CQ Researcher. Climate change has also caused changing of seasonal behavior and traditional migration patterns, making some species facing increased risk of extinction. And here you can see a specific example from the Atlantic puffins, where they need to seek food elsewhere because feeding sites are undergoing warming and they have to change what fish they're eating, and these fish that they're now eating are unsuitable for digestion, and this can cause death for them. And that is according to the article On the Eve of Extinction by Andrea Marks and Hannah Murphy in Rolling Stone. So now that you know the important effects of global warming, I'm going to run you through, because global warming is such an emerging issue, I've now informed you of what the problem is, how it is caused, and the potential devastating impacts it can have on our planet. I want to save this planet, and I know you do too. It is shocking that more than 1 million species are currently facing extinction, and we are currently losing up to 10,000 times the normal rate. And this is according to 6 scary facts about climate change from Ecotricity. Our planet will not be able to survive global warming. We have to act now and make a change. Thank you. And this is my works cited page.